You still have impact. You are relevant. They still need you. You know, some people can pretend as if you are not part of their growth process, but they still need you. They look at you as an inspiration. It's just some people are just shy to admit the fact. Or some people are proud. But this morning, you could have woken up to phone calls, to text messages from different people. They still need you. Yes, some of them can try to block you. Some of them can do things that seem as though they are independent, and yet in actual sense, they depend on you. It's just like a man or someone deciding to say that he no longer needs God, and yet the air that he breathes is from God. Scripture says, in him we move, live, and have our being. So we have our being in him. They need you. Scripture says, you are the salt of this world. Now, when you look at salt, salt is used for seasoning. And if you prepare food and do not include salt in it, you will know just by tasting that this food lacks something. Or if you put in a lot of salt in your soup, in your food, you will know. You will know that there's a lot of salt. So salt, when it is placed in an area, you are able to detect. And I've already spoken about this, that salt also was used in the old as a preservative. If people did not have refrigerators, they would keep their food from going bad by placing it in salt. And salt was expensive. In those times, people did not have money. They did not have dollars. They traded using salt. It was a very expensive commodity for somebody to have salt. And you are the salt, meaning you are very expensive. You are valuable. The world needs you. We are living in a world that is dark. We are living in very difficult times. That without you, if the world takes you out of it, then the morals of this world will decay. So the reason as to why you are around, the reason as to why you are in your area is to preserve. You still have impact. And you have gifts. Some of you have a lot of gifts that you have not yet discovered. You have a lot of things that have been placed on you, that have been invested in you. And it is now time to invest those things in somebody else. It is time to water the seeds. Because in your area there could be seeds. And those seeds could have been placed in by somebody else. Or you could be the sower. And when you talk to somebody, you sow a word of encouragement in that person's life. You never know how much impactful a word can change somebody's life. Somebody was about to commit suicide. Somebody who had given up on life. Somebody was dragged by the enemy. Somebody who's facing a very hard time. Your word can change their lives. So choose to speak words of life rather than going around and cursing people, rather than going around and fighting each and every one who says something that you do not like. Choose to speak a word that will bless them. You are very impactful. You are important to this community. In your area, there is a reason as to why you are still in that area, in that location, in that state. Some of you have even thought of moving out of the state. But God has kept you in that area. Because without you, the people will perish. There are people who, when they enter a room, you will feel their presence. You will know that this person is in this area. Maybe by their smell, by their scent, or you will just feel there's a change in an atmosphere. You could be among those people. When you leave that area, maybe it is you who's holding up the area from committing things that are evil. Maybe your presence. Maybe when the people look at you, they are afraid to do evil because they know you, that you are a child of God. So there is a reason as to why you are in that place, at that workplace, where people hate you. God has placed you for a reason, because you are the salt of this world. You are the salt of your area, the salt of your situation. Your situation has to bow down to you. It needs to feel your presence. The atmosphere has to feel your presence. Yes, I know there are people who have not yet developed themselves to that level. But the more you get into the things of God, the atmosphere will feel your presence to an extent that you will go into a location and speak no word, but the situation will obey. There are some things that Jesus never even commanded. He never spoke a word, but the situations obeyed. He never had to do a lot of stuff. He never had to pray for a situation to leave. He just had to speak one word. He spoke to the storm and the storm obeyed. One word, he spoke to the fig tree. And the following day, the fig tree was no more. It had dried up. He spoke one word to a man that was sick. And that is it. They got well. It is only one word that you need to speak for your condition to obey you. And you have what it takes. You are important, brothers and sisters. Let no one lie to you. Let no one deceive you. Well, I hope this word has been a blessing to you. I hope it has edified you. And if you have any question, go ahead and send me your questions. Send me your prayer requests and let me know. Until next time, be blessed.